Welcome YouTube, my name is Pep, and this is the first video that I am going to be creating and posting for my channel. I would like to think that this channel is going to be useful for people who are interested in fragrances, who want, I guess, information, discussion, questions answered. I need to state right off the bat that I'm no expert, and I've only been collecting fragrances probably for about 5 months now, probably less, 4 months. I'll be giving you a brief history of my experience with fragrances throughout my life. I'm also conscious of the fact that I watch a lot of YouTube videos and read lots of Base Note forum posts and Fragrantica forum posts, and obviously there's probably a majority of people on those forums and on YouTube reviewing fragrances and talking about fragrances that live in the Northern Hemisphere. I live in Australia, specifically I'm from Melbourne, and it's interesting because you do notice that a lot of the stuff you see on YouTube is seasonal for that geographic location. So at the moment right now, being January, it's middle of summer here, and today is well over 30 degrees Celsius. So I'm conscious of that, and also there's not many people from Australia talking about fragrances on YouTube, or none that I've been able to find anyway. But let's start off with with where I've come from. I guess from a fragrance point of view, when I was in my late teens, early 20s, probably the first time I remember owning a fragrance, which I'm pretty sure was a Karl Lagerfeld classic with the little silver ring on the cap. I had that, and I remember really liking it, thinking it was quite unique, because I don't remember many of my friends talking about their fragrances or whatever they were wearing. I do know that in my circle of friends, everyone just had the one fragrance and stuck with that, and pretty much only wore it when there was a night out or a party or some social event. A little bit later on, I remember owning bottles of Aramis Tuscany. Also, the first fragrance I really fell in love with was Yves Saint Laurent Jazz, and it was the plastic rectangular bottle, black and white, and I love that fragrance. And after a big gap between then and now, and coming back and finding out more about fragrances, I realize it's I haven't seen that type of bottle anywhere, not even on eBay, but I haven't really looked for it. That was a favorite back then. A little bit later on, when I was in my 20s, I discovered Jean-Paul Gaultier's Le Male, or as I probably would have pronounced it back then, Le Male. And again, that was a favorite, but everyone was wearing it back then, and that's all I could smell when I was out in clubs or whatever night spot I happened to be in. A little bit later on, just before I think I was going on a trip overseas and looking at some duty-free shopping, and found this peculiar looking bottle in one of the department stores, only just been released, and had a sniff and thought I've never smelled anything like this before. And that happened to be Bulgari Black, which I absolutely loved. I went through that bottle. Again, I was alternating between that and Le Male, and it didn't take long for me to finish. After that, I'm not sure. I know I know that I had bottles at various points of Fahrenheit. Just trying to think if I had anything else that I was using, but definitely Fahrenheit was in that rotation. Then there were years where pretty much no fragrance, and I was sticking to spray-on body sprays like Lynx and that kind of thing. So we get to last year for Christmas. I'm in my mid-40s now, and I got a gift for Christmas from my wife, and it was a bottle of Molton Brown Tobacco Absolute, which was a really, really nice scent, and I wore that every day. Again, I liked wearing it, but it didn't really spark anything in me in terms of getting me really interested in fragrances. But I did wear it every day for a good 9 months, and eventually I thought, oh well, I mean I couldn't smell it anymore because I'd become so used to it. And we were going to a restaurant, not a restaurant, we were going to a wedding, and I decided I wanted to get a new fragrance to go with the new suit I'd just bought. And I basically did a little bit of research, sniffed a lot of bottles in department stores and what have you, and I came across a bottle of Invictus, which at the time I really, really liked, and I decided I'd buy a bottle. This is Paco Rabanne Invictus, for those of you who don't know, and started wearing that. But during the course of doing a little bit of research, I got on the internet, and it's a rabbit hole. So you start reading about different things, and you think, oh well, that'd be good to try, and then all of a sudden you're trying more bottles that you usually walk past at a store, and just smelling all these things, reading reviews. You get on YouTube and you discover guys like Jeremy Fragrance, Red Essence, Brooklyn Fragrance Lover. My favorite reviewer at the moment is actually Mr. Smelly, 1977, and he's actually my inspiration for starting this. So in short, from September 2016 to January 2017, I've gone from having 2 bottles of fragrance to owning over 50 different fragrances, most of which are decants or samples, but having quite an amount of bottles now as well. And this is just from smelling different things and realizing that I like different smells, and not everything out there is aquatic or fresh, and it's now definitely a hobby, and I'd call it an addiction almost. But I want to keep discussing this on YouTube. Hopefully people will find this interesting, and I will develop the channel from here. I'm not going to be doing in-depth reviews like some of the other guys do, purely because I'm a novice at this, and I can talk about what I like about certain things, but it'll be at that level, and I'm certainly not going to go as in-depth as breaking down notes and why something is amazing. I'm really just going to rely on my nose, and if I like something, I'll try and describe why I like it, and why I like to wear it. So look, I might keep it at that. I'm very conscious of not making long videos, but I would like to say thank you if you're watching this, and stay tuned for more content. By the way, my scent of the day, which I'll hope to make a regular feature with every video I post. Today being a warm day here in Melbourne, I am wearing Mancera Cedrat Boissé. Hopefully you'll see it pop up on the screen. My daughter really loves this, and telling me how much and telling me how well it smells. So yeah, till next time, hopefully I'll be posting videos on a weekly basis, but we'll see how we go, time permitting, and thanks for watching. See you later.